What's up, everyone? Welcome to the JumpX podcast, episode number 18, where you're going to learn all about jumping higher. So, today we're going to talk about a bit about our values and basically a little bit of insight in terms of our thought process and all that kind of stuff. All
Yeah.
right. But first off, before we jump into the podcast, if you guys are looking to jump higher, send us a message on Instagram, on our JumpX Instagram, so at JumpX Performance Coaching. Send us the word podcast, and we know you're from the podcast. All right. So basically, with JumpX, you get full online coaching, fully customized, individualized program, full coaching support. So it's a fully individualized experience catered to you. That's how we guarantee results within your first 30 days, or you get your money back. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump into it.
I will actually say we actually do have a few things coming up with JumpX, some exciting things. As you can see, things we're wearing right now. Yours says Athletic Aesthetics.
Yeah, we got some new shirts made up. Yeah. That's the other thing. Yeah, we got some new shirts made up. So
What's
we got,
the other one say?
It's just JumpX on the front, and it says Defying Genetics.
Yes.
So it's just the JumpX logo.
Okay.
So these shirts you're seeing us wearing have JumpX on the back, and obviously encapsulates a little bit of the brand.
Yes.
Aesthetic athletics and pumps and dunks. Pumps and dunks seems to be a popular one. A lot of people want that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. And another thing is for our in-person clients and stuff, because this is what I was sorting out yesterday. We're actually getting like professional photography getting done for our dunk sessions that our athletes can access. So that's always good for like, getting your dunks on proper film or getting cool photos that you can use for like a post or a profile picture. And that's going to be happening every week. So that's something else the guys will be able to access being a part of JumpX.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, very good.
Chris is very good at what he does. So
yeah, well, he turned into his job within like 6 months from not knowing anything. So
that's pretty crazy.
So he's really like grinding that one out. But yeah, today it's like values, attitudes towards like life. You know, and all aspects of life, all that kind of stuff.
Whoa.
And kind of how it relates to JumpX a little bit, and like how.
I guess. I guess I can kick that one off.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Basically, a big thing for myself is the whole premise of like, I guess, starting from ground zero. And then working and kind of building myself and creating myself into the person I want to be, right? So, for example, when I first started dunking, I was 6'4", and couldn't dunk, and that was like very embarrassing for me.
Yeah.
Right. Like the videos I share of my transformation, the first ones where you see me getting ring blocked, like I didn't share for ages. I was embarrassed to show people that. You know what I mean? And
yeah, I know the ones you're talking about.
Yeah, and that's a big motivator in terms of what's gotten me in terms of my athleticism, gotten me towards where I am now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's a big value of mine. Obviously, working very, very hard and building yourself into whatever you want to do. As cliche as it is to say.
Yeah.
Anything is possible. Even if you're born into, I guess, not the best circumstances. You know what I mean? If you don't have good genetics in terms of athleticism, if you work hard enough and you want it bad enough, right, you can transform yourself. Kind of like what I have done, like what Tom has done as well.
And it's not going to be like a year thing.
Nah.
If you want to be like truly good at something, it's like it always comes back to the 10,000 hour rule.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's more.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to master something and actually be truly good at it, like one of the best in the world, you're gonna have to put years and years of work.
Oh, absolutely, and that's a big thing for me in all facets of my life.
Yeah.
Right. Like, even in terms of finances, you know what I mean? Like, not having a job to working at Hungry Jack's, making max $200 a week, to now running JumpX and having almost the ultimate level of
Matrix freedom.
Right?
Yeah.
So I've really come from nothing there to where I am now.
Yeah.
Even another one, guys, just being real and raw with you guys. Like when I was a teenager, right? I couldn't talk to women or girls. Like at all. Like if I had a crush, I'd be scared to like look at them. You know what I mean? Scared to even make eye contact, right? You know, to the point now where like I feel I can get a like date whenever I want. You
I feel
know?
that's a lot of teenage guys.
So
For some reason,
yeah,
it's a pretty relatable thing probably that you said. Like a lot of guys
yeah,
listening to this be like, oh, that's me, or you know maybe you can talk to them, but like
yeah,
you should just shut down like
yeah,
mentally. You just like say the weirdest shit,
yeah.
and then yeah.
Like yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm not like a master in that realm of
Master is.
yeah, I'm not a master Riz, but like I've improved like a lot, right? And that's just a big value of mine in terms of my life and all that. And I'm always striving to be better in every aspect possible. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
something I'm bad at, I don't want to be bad at it. I want to get better at it. You know what I mean? I don't want weaknesses. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to reach to the absolute
Yeah.
pinnacle of a human being I possibly can in every aspect of my life, you know?
Do you know Tom Platts?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck, bro. I was watching these clips of him, and like when he's in the gym, and also like when he's older, and like there's clips of him in the gym. Like he'll go like failure, right? And then he'll get the guy to like help him, and he's like, kill
Yeah.
me," and then he's like, well, he said something like, "I'd rather be like dead than like a failure."
Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of stuff. So
That's me.
yeah,
No, that's me.
yeah. Like it's a very extreme mindset.
Yeah.
But if you do want to be up there, you kind of need to have it.
Yeah.
Unless you're just born with it, then you probably don't need to be like
Yeah.
fucked. But if you like yourself, you started from like the lower levels of something. Yeah, you actually want to get up there. You're gonna have to be a bit fucked in the head.
Well, I don't think you're fucked in the head if you want to just create a better life for yourself and be the best version of yourself.
Depends how. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think that's been fucked in the head.
I feel like everyone should do that, but they don't
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah. Like
Um,
another thing as well is like I'm a big believer in pain is good, whether it's mental or physical. You know, like for me, the pain of being so embarrassed to not want to share, you know, me not being able to dunk a 6'4" has gotten me to the point where like I'm almost hitting East base now after dribble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without that in pain, without that pain, without that embarrassment, without those feelings, I wouldn't be where I am. You know what I mean? And that's just an example where you guys, if you channel those insecurities and those pains and those things in the right way, you know what I mean? You can transform yourself, and that's the difference between people. I think that reach a really high level of success in whatever field they want to versus the ones that don't. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at people like Michael Jordan, LeBron, right? The pain of them not winning championships, the pain for someone like LeBron of not
Kobe as well.
the pain of the pain. I think one of LeBron's biggest pains is obviously I don't know the guy. I'm just assuming things, right?
Yeah.
But I think one of his biggest pains, I think it's kind of obvious, right? Is when he retires, he doesn't want to be known as a lesser than Michael Jordan. He wants to be known as the greatest player of all time. Otherwise, why else would he be doing what he's doing and trying to do what he's doing in year 20 and still be as motivated as he is, right? So I think that pain of him not being at least on par or better, known as better than Michael Jordan, is so much that it's just driving him to do what he's currently doing right now, which is fucking being elite in...
He's 36, 37...
No, 38 years old.
38?
Yeah.
Fuck, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
like, also when he was younger as well, that's also where it all stemmed from. Because when LeBron grew up, he was like quite poor. Jordan, I don't think he was as poor, but like one of the main motivators for Jordan to get really good at basketball was obviously his older brother. I think he was older brother. He was always better than him at basketball.
Yeah.
So that was like his motivator because he didn't like losing. It's like inbuilt in him.
Right.
Didn't make his high school team as well.
And that's kind of like a pain and insecurity built in to him from an early age.
Yeah.
That's what's made him so great.
Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword. Like, you know, you don't want to let that sort of thing consume you to the point of being unhappy. But if you are aware of it and utilize it in the right way, you can create an amazing life for yourself and ultimately drive yourself to a level of success most other people can't because they don't have those same thought processes, pains, insecurities, all that.
I think also don't be like discouraged or think less of yourself if at any point in your mind, even because you got to remember this, not all your thoughts are true. Now, when Michael Jordan didn't make his high school team, I don't even know what year it was, maybe like year 9 or whatever it was. He actually went and told his mum. He went home, he cried to his mum. He's like, I don't want to play basketball anymore. And then she was kind of like, in a nice way, shut the fuck up, like get better, and then come back next year and prove them all wrong. And then that's what he did. So I also think like your way, like how you grow up, definitely, or like the values your parents instill in you.
That's where failure is a good thing as well.
Yes.
All these things people associate as negative things.
Yes.
They can be the greatest things that ever happened to you.
I reckon every elite athlete's had some kind of like shit happen to them.
Yeah, being skinny and having a shit physique can be one of the greatest things that ever happened to you, because that pain, that insecurity can drive you to be fucking absolutely crazy. You know what I mean? Like look at Ziz, someone like Ziz.
Got bullied in high school for his physique.
Yeah.
He went to clubs and then he would be like, oh, all these like jacked, confident dudes were getting all the attention from the girls and stuff. But then obviously, like him before that, he was like little skinny kid. So it's like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, he wouldn't have created the legacy he did without that pain.
Yeah.
So.
And he saw his older brother working out. Chest bra.
Yeah.
So that was, again, the family thing, like seeing your family do something or them instilling values in you, definitely like impacts you growing up, because he obviously would have seen his brother, I'm assuming was also skinny as well, and then started going to the gym and getting big, and he's like, okay, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Same thing with your brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're older, so he would have seen you like training your vertical, going from like where he is, honestly worse than where he was, to be honest. Like your starting point might have been a little bit worse than Hayden's, right? Or nah?
Maybe in terms of vertical, but in terms of like where we're touching, no.
Yeah, in terms of vertical.
Because he's taller than me, that's the only reason. So I'll be probably around where he started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense because your brother's similar genetics.
Yeah.
But then he's seen you go to where you are. He's seen all the other boys progress, and he's like, he wants a piece of it.
Yeah.
Much.
Yeah.
So I reckon your surroundings are definitely important for like your values and stuff.
Well, it's like for yourself, what made you start? Why did you want to jump higher?
It was a combination of things, but I was also seeing Stephen Selly go from literally the same point, because he was like around the same height as I was. You know, he was older than me. But yeah, he started at the same point, and he showed his progressions throughout the years, from not touching rim to dunking to windmilling, all that shit. It was right, left like I was.
So that like inspired you?
Yeah, I was like, oh fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I was still like big fanboy of him.
What was your pain though? Obviously that inspired you, but like
originally it was just like people talking shit. That was just like the original, and I was just like, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
But then as soon as I actually like got into dunking, I forgot about all that, and then I actually just did dunking because I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And like I loved getting better at it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It started from kind of like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, like you training your bench, getting strong.
Because we were both skinny
and you're
boys.
getting bigger too as well, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because we both played wobble, which is like, for you guys that don't know, is just state basketball, right? It's like age group state basketball, so it'll be like under 12s, under 14s, under 16s, whatever. And when I always played wobble, I was like the skinniest kid, like by far, shortest, skinniest. I don't know, maybe because I hit puberty late, or that's just like how I am, whatever the reason. Yeah, I just remember getting like literally shoved out of the way by everyone. Like, I was a little boy. Yeah. You might have had the same thing happen to you, right?
What in terms of what? In
just
basketball?
like getting like out physicaled by bigger dudes.
Yeah, no, I remember without a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was like a rag doll for a bit, and then I had no athleticism as well. So.
Doesn't help. Yeah. But then you can even relate that to like, I'm assuming you were like, I know your mid range was really good back in the day. You're the mid range guy.
There's a strength for me, yeah.
Yeah, but it's because it had to be good, because you had nothing else.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean? Though?
I never thought about it at the time.
You like adapted to your environment.
Yeah.
Before you knew you could increase your athleticism.
Yeah.
And that's actually one thing I will bring up is, again, relating back to the parents thing. your parents can be very powerful on what you believe is true and what you believe is possible. Like, I know myself, like my own parents, they're very like, you know, if you want to go do something, you can go do it. You know, you just have to work hard on it and it's possible. But I've heard a lot of people, and their parents will be like, you know, I'm not going to call out any particular names, but I remember I was calling this guy, signing him up to JumpX, right? And he's like, is it actually possible to like dramatically increase your vert? Because my dad says, you're either born with it or you're not. So imagine growing up with just hearing that all the time.
Well, that's what I used to think as well.
Yeah.
I used to think that my whole life. Like, I thought there was nothing I could do. You know what I mean? Until I started to become a trainer and kind of started learning, and I'm like, oh wow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even like where I am now, I never thought I would be able to improve it this much.
Really?
Yeah, and like back in the day, I never thought I'd be able to improve it this much and get to where I am now. I would never have thought that.
Now?
So, hey?
Yeah, now?
Well, I don't know. Now I'm just starting to think, well,
What's possible?
I don't know what's possible. I'm just going to wait and see.
That's the thing. Like, people will be like, oh, I'm at my genetic. Like, you don't know. There's no point, like, trying to say, I'm going to stop jumping high at this vert. Because, why? Why would you do that? Just keep going and see how far you can take it.
Yeah.
So.
And I always used to look up to people that were athletic and could jump high and envy it and just wonder why.
Yeah.
Wonder how
they're different.
Why they're different. How they could do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Because weren't you pretty good at distance running?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was decent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I always had really good endurance in basketball. I remember when I was like conditioned, like when I was playing it a lot.
When you're doing like suicides up and down the court, you're always one of the first.
Yeah. Well, I just remember being able to play like almost 2 games back to back and just not.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, like breathing wise, just never getting puffed out. But
everyone's got their strengths. Right?
Yeah.
But you basically just like shifted your strength to like the absolute opposite.
Yeah.
Like way. So.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
But that's crazy. Just like, you know, just a lot of people I think have limiting beliefs, and that can be a big thing to overcome.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so many people restrict themselves based on what they believe, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, like don't believe they can be a millionaire, and then that's why they never become a millionaire. A lot of people don't believe, you know, they can jump 45 inches, and that's why they never do, and they limit themselves because of that.
I feel like it's definitely a like combination of things that make people think the way they think. The way you brought up, I still think there's like a level of just like natural ingraining that you just can't escape.
That's a big thing I've had to overcome. You know what I mean? For myself, the natural ingraining.
Of saying like...
Because I just remember my parents always saying when I was younger, or like always being like very, like, of people that are wealthy, that always just spoke of them very negatively, and it was always like, oh, you know, the rich get richer while the poor get poorer, and it was just kind of like, oh, you know, like poor me, poor us. You know what I mean? Like, oh, there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's a big thing I've had to overcome, even just in terms of like finances and money and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, the first step...
even just like being so fearful of money too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, when you told your mum you were leaving, Revo, she was like, what?
Oh, she just, I don't know, she didn't really say anything.
But did she know?
No.
Okay.
Well, I think she believes in me and trusts me and all that, because, you know. But yeah, it's not like your dad, right? Well, your dad was always like an entrepreneur. Right?
Yeah, it's definitely
different.
So I've grown up with that.
You've grown up with that, you've always had your eyes open to it, whereas I didn't.
So like you said, it's a skill you've worked on.
Yeah.
You're seeing other people do it and you're like, how?
Well, I've just always known I've wanted more for myself, but I just never knew like how to do it, what was possible, you know, and I just had all these limiting beliefs, you know.
And that's where your future tattoo is going to come in handy, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I want to eventually get tattoos, like, you know, like, let's say one that says relentless, probably like here, so you can see on camera on my forearm.
If you're on Spotify, he's pointing to his forearm.
Yeah, well, so I just said that.
Did you? Did you actually say forearm?
Yeah, and then on my other forearm, I want to get don't talk about it, be about it.
That's a good one.
Because they're big quotes that resonate with me a lot, and that's how I like to live my life. So obviously relentless, so pursuing my goals with absolute, you know, relentlessness and tenacity, and just never fucking giving up. You know, like,
taking the
because
hits
I'm
as
a
well.
big believer, and the only reason I will fail is if I give up. And giving up is not even like a thought process. It's not even like an option. It's never
Yeah.
something I think about. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not even like, it's just not even an option at all.
Yeah, relentless sums that up for
So
sure.
that's how I
Yeah.
approach everything in my life. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? In terms of vertical jump, in terms of anything I want to get better at, you know?
Yeah.
So, and then obviously don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah, so good.
Like, I always want to ensure I lead with action, not words.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I only like to talk about things once I've done it.
And we know so many people that love talking before they've done it. Like,
So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You
Yeah.
gotta back up what you
Yeah.
do.
And they're two big things I live my life
Yeah.
by. You know what I mean? They're two big values of mine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I love
So-
seeing stories of people who were like really relentless for whatever they're trying to do. Like there was this documentary I was watching a couple of days ago. Not really a documentary, it's more like just like a mini like YouTube series. And it's of this Chinese sprinter. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah.
Well, you have or you haven't?
No.
But you haven't
I'm
seen
just
it?
saying, yeah.
Yeah, and everyone was saying like, look at the 100-meter finals and this year. As you can see, there are no Asians, right? And at that time, anyone of Asian descent had run under a 10-second 100-meter. And his PR when he first started doing like international comps and stuff was like 10.3, 10.4. And for sprinting, that's like quick as fuck. But to go from that to like sub 10 is like really hard. And then obviously having the pressure of being Asian, he found that really hard to like, keep going because people were always in his ear like, you can't do this because you're Asian. And he was only like 5'6". And it took him like 10 years of like training every day. And then one day I think it was like the World Championships in 2019 or some shit, he ran like a 9.86 or some shit. So like fast as fuck, right? And that was in a semi-final, and he was basically saying like, he said his semi-final is his final, because he wasn't even at that point competing against the other guys. Like his main goal was just to run sub 10 to show everyone that it's possible for people with Asian descent. And I looked at his times from like every competition, because some guy like in the description like wrote out every competition he's done, what time he's got, what year it was, and you would think it just goes like this, like his time's going down, like in a linear pattern, but it was more like this. And then like actually the year before he broke the 10-second barrier, he actually like went up again. So he actually got worse. And a lot of people in those situations would just quit and be like, oh, no, I can't get any better.
Yeah.
But he got the reward because he kept going. And that's like what you were saying, where just don't give up and you will eventually reach your goal.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because that reminds me, like, every time I've jumped my highest, like, most of the time the session before that,
Yep.
it's been like probably like one of my worst sessions ever.
But that's so true. That's so true.
It's really weird. It's not weird. I don't know why, but it's just funny.
I reckon there's a few reasons.
Yeah, without getting into it, but
I mean, we can get into it a little bit. What's one? You got a chip on your shoulder because you're pissed off from last session.
yeah.
2, you probably would be a little bit less fatigued because you would have underjumped the session before.
Yeah.
So you're more recovered.
I was probably in a mad fatigue dip, and
just
then
like
my body's
jungle
actually super compensated like crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a few reasons,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's where a lot of people get demotivated. I made a post about it
Yeah.
recently. It was a post about people that actually make it, people that don't, in terms of developing a huge vertical jump and transforming themselves. As soon as they have any sort of issue, plateau, all that, they give up at that point. But the difference maker between the athletes that actually succeed in developing a huge vertical jump and the ones that don't are the ones that don't give up at that point. They push through in those hard times where they're jumping lower, they don't feel like they're getting anywhere, or they get injured, right? They have this injury that, it can be demoralizing, right? Like they get a bad case of knee pain, or they do the meniscus, they roll their ankle, all that sort of stuff, right? They're like, oh, I'm injured, and then they just give up.
No, that's it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they never get anywhere, right?
You have two options.
Yeah.
So we'll use ourselves for an example. All right. So when you did your meniscus, you had two options there. And at that point, had you windmilled? Yes. Just. You have two options. And at that point, obviously, East Bay was your next like goal in mind. So thinking about, will Austen hit an East Bay in his lifetime? I've just hurt my meniscus. I have to take, 6 weeks off, was it? Sort of thing. He's got two options here. He can either, one, sook about it, quit, and just like always complain to everyone about his injury and be like, you know what, I'm done with this sort of thing. Or two, he can do what he did and just get the work. You know, do every little thing step by step. Because, like I said, there's two options. One of them is guaranteed you're not going to get there, and the other one, you will get there. So, I don't know, it's a pretty simple...
Yeah.
It's a pretty simple question.
And that was a hard time because, like, that was, like, I went backwards heaps. Like, I feel like I almost went back to square one. Probably not fully. But I was struggling to dunk after.
Yeah.
I was struggling to dunk.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it was end of 2021. No,
Yeah.
was it?
It was
September 2021 maybe.
Last year was 2022, so yeah, it was
Yeah.
2021. It
At
was
the
like
end.
mid-20... It was like... Yeah, it was like probably around there.
It's probably
It
like,
was around September, yeah.
so after
It was around
COVID really
September.
died.
Huh?
After COVID really like fucked
Yeah.
off, like finally.
It was around September.
Yep.
And yeah, I felt like I went back to square one. I didn't really have any confidence jumping and all that. And then a year later, I got my head above the rim.
True, yeah, because it would have been
So
Austen's dunk show.
yeah,
And a year is not actually that long of a time in the grand scheme of things.
yeah,
It's turning up every day and doing your best, even when you don't feel like it.
yeah.
That's how you get to where you want to be. So.
But that's the thing with us, dude. Like with us, like in those moments, like you know when people talk shit, you know what I mean. If people talk shit about me, or
Yeah.
you know, or we have injuries that happen, it
Mhm.
almost like it fires us up more. Right?
Yeah.
It motivates us more.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Those pains.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas some people, it doesn't.
It does the other opposite.
It does the opposite.
Yeah.
It motivates them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So-
it is hard to...
It's like in the last podcast where Hayden was like, "Oh, you guys just find anything for motivation."
Yeah. But if you look at like Michael Jordan, Kobe, like they all did the same shit.
You know what? I hate that I can't talk shit to you. Because if I say anything, if I hate on you, you don't even take it seriously. You don't even use it.
No, because we know each other too well. You know? It
Whereas I wish it
because-
fucking did.
was like
I
you
wish
and
it
Hack.
fucking did.
Well, Hack still tries. Hack still tries.
Hack,
bullshit,
no,
but we're still
Hack,
good friends. Still, like.
what Hack says to me doesn't really.
But
I'm
it's
just
because
like,
you're
whatever,
good. Yeah, it's
bro.
because you're friends with Hack.
Yeah.
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 It's got to come from someone you like. You kind of know. But
don't
you
really know.
But you don't know them well enough, and you're like,
Yeah.
all right, because you know Hack doesn't have any ill intention. That's why.
Well, it's like if someone was like on Instagram, like
Oh.
if someone was like on Instagram, like sending my story to sending one of my dunks to someone, like, oh, bro, this guy's like fucking 6'4", like you know, like that's nothing, like you know what I mean, like course he can dunk, course he can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I found out about that, like that would fucking just fire me the fuck up and motivate me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So anyone that like does hate, you know what I mean? Like all you're gonna do is make me better. So, so please hate,
Yeah. I don't know. I think you said this. Oh, the fucking camera. Hold on. We'll be back. All right, we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
I think you were saying this to one of our clients. It might have been Ben Newman.
Mm.
And you were like, people don't hate from above. It's only people below
Yeah,
are hating.
like genuinely. Yeah,
You don't see it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember that time that LeBron James was talking shit to the college kid. No? Because he wouldn't. Would he? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then also the saying of, what is it?
Oh, remember?
Lions don't concern themselves with the opinions of sheep.
Yeah. That's like one of your favorite quotes.
Have I said that before?
You've said it so many times.
Okay,
I
well,
hear
there
it
you
from you
go.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, don't be a sheep.
Maybe you should get a fucking tattoo that says that.
I'll just get a line.
You gotta get a tattoo at some point, I reckon.
Yeah.
You can't go your life just full clean.
No, I will get a tattoo. I just don't know what I get. JumpX logo. No, I don't even know.
Your athletic aesthetics, bro.
Yeah, I'll just get the shirt design just put on
Yeah.
me.
Just get it on your chest, pumps and dunks, bro.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll get an arm one first.
Yeah?
I think arm's definitely the way for me.
Dude,
Like,
what do you guys reckon?
there.
Tom would look sick with like a sleeve and then like shave sides, bro. Like you would look like a Chad. You'd
Giga Chad?
you look like a Giga
Giga
Chad.
Tom?
Yeah, Giga Tom.
Fuck.
You look like a bad boy, bro.
Yeah.
My chicks dig bad boys.
I'd be like, oh fuck yeah. I'd have like the
and then
backwards
you gotta
hat
get
and
like
shit.
then you gotta get like a leather jacket and like
No,
tattoo.
no.
You know what I mean? Like
Not
the
the
cliche bad boy tattoo, leather
Motorbike.
jacket. Yeah, you gotta get off your Harley. Turn up the dunk sessions in your Harley, bro.
I feel like that's so 90s. That's very 90s, bro.
It's cliche, but
It
like
is.
you would still look like a badass. Let's be real.
Yeah.
If you turned up to dunk sessions with like a sleeve, leather jacket, like with that haircut,
Yeah.
bro, people be like, "Who's this guy?"
Wait, what would you do if I just rocked up on my dunk day? I just have a fucking motorbike. Like, what the?
Oh,
You like what? The
I would definitely get pretty excited.
Yeah. Wait, motorbike's like a completely different license though, eh? You can't just drive with a driver's license.
Yeah, you got to get a motorbike license.
Yeah,
I
but dirt
wouldn't-
bikes you don't.
I wouldn't get a motorbike license to be honest, bro, because like,
It's a lot of risk.
yeah, and I can get the same payoff getting a car.
What do you mean payoff?
Well, the same enjoyment.
Yeah, well you're a car guy, so you don't give a fuck.
Just get a fucking convertible.
Sure. Yeah. I don't think that's
Yeah.
As long as you got the wind, that's all you care about.
Yeah.
Well, you know the. Oh, actually, no. We'll get into this after the podcast because this isn't a car talk podcast. I was just gonna get into this car that I fucking hate, cunt.
Or just say it. No.
Oh,
say it.
so you know my like dream car that everyone like thinks I like, the Mustang. Have you seen the
Yeah.
convertible version of it?
Yeah, it looks shit.
It's so
It
gross.
looks shit. Convertible Mustangs look shit.
No,
in my
if
opinion.
someone's got a convertible, I'm sorry, but
But they just don't look good. Like, there's only certain cars that look good convertible, I reckon.
yeah,
But I feel like I don't like the convertibles that have like no like slope on the back. It's just kind of like the windscreen and then the back of it's just flat.
Mm.
I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. I like the convertibles that have the windscreen, but then the back comes at the same time. So it's kind of like the windscreen meets the back of the car, but it's still open at the top.
It gives the car shape.
It gives the car shape.
Yeah.
I reckon it just looks weird otherwise. You know?
It's just like it's just like that.
Yeah.
It's like a little thing at the front.
Like the little MX-5 convertibles and stuff. They're cute.
Oh,
They're
I've
cute.
seen
They're
those,
cute little
yeah.
sports cars, but they look better.
Is that Mazda?
But anyways,
Yeah.
anyways, getting back to the topic. So,
Yeah, so basically we're just talking about attitudes and beliefs and stuff.
But yeah, what about attitude? You know what I mean?
I feel
So
like they're very similar. Attitudes and beliefs.
Hmm.
So attitude, yeah. We're gonna go life first before dunking. I feel like your attitude towards life should always be glass half full. It's gonna open a lot more opportunities for you.
What do you mean?
So, for example, I'll give you guys a dunking example of the glass half full, the glass half empty. Do you know that saying? Where it's like, if you say the glass is half full, that's like the very positive way of looking at a glass that's like filled up of water, right? If you're saying it's half empty, that's like the negative way of looking at the glass. So for dunking, say you haven't trained for dunking or whatever, and you see all these guys on Instagram or in person, like at the Arc or whatever, and you're like, fuck, that's like insane that these guys are doing these dunks. If the glass is half empty, you're gonna be like, oh, these guys are genetically gifted.
Yeah, that's the thing, man.
I can't do it because of this.
That's the thing, man. You don't see anyone's misses and how many misses it took them to hit
No shit.
some of those dunks.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like even ourselves, we don't share much of our misses. To be honest, at the end of the day, we only share our fucking good misses. Let's be real. We only share our like good misses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if I miss like a one-hander in warm-ups.
And that's most people. No one shares their like bad misses where they look unathletic and look shit or their bad jump days. You know what I mean? So, and like, don't get me wrong, we had some bad jump days. Well, I do. Where I don't even look athletic.
Yeah.
So, that's part of the process too. And that's just where, your analogy of looking at the glass.
Half
Half
full.
full versus half empty. You know what I mean? Looking at what you do have, like right now, like I got quadricep knee pain. You know what I mean? And I'm like thinking all negative, and or like, oh shit, this is an injury so annoying, wish it wasn't there. But at the end of the day, like the pain's not as bad as it could be. You know what I mean? I'm still,
Mm.
even though I'm not gonna be able to probably jump as much as I want to tomorrow, I'm still gonna be able to jump a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? My Achilles feels good right now. I don't have any other injuries.
Yeah.
It could be way worse. And obviously,
Does.
I'm actually in a good situation right now if I actually think about it.
That is a good way of
And,
looking at it.
and it's hard to think about it in that sort of way because it's human nature to think negative and
It's
the
easier.
worst, you know?
It's easier to think negative about
So
something.
it's hard to always, it's hard to do that, but you just got to constantly like, remind yourself and think of those things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The other way
And-
you can think of the glass half full is instead of going, these guys are jumping high because of genetics and because I'm this, be like, that's cool. I want to do the same. How can I do it?
Yeah.
Have a positive attitude towards it. Be inspired, you know?
Then the other thing is too, like if we have any sort of injuries, we're gonna obviously do everything we can to get over these injuries, right? And let's be real, the more injuries we have, the broader our knowledge is gonna be. So whenever any of our athletes get injured, oh yeah, bro, I've had that before. This is what you need to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
As fucked up
how many
as it
times have I
sounds.
said, yeah, how many times have I said that in the WhatsApp? I'm like, yeah, bro, I've had that. You know, like we can do this and this and this. We know exactly how to help you and fix you because we've been through it.
Yeah.
And then we can relate to them as well because we
Yeah.
understand how they feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just like, oh, I've
Sorry
got
to
knee
hear.
pain. Oh, I've never had that because I'm a superhuman, like freak. I'm a freak in nature. Can't relate to them at all. Don't know how to fix it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
There's a book called something about the blessing of injury. There's something of injury, basically saying like the gift of injury, something like that.
yeah,
How injuries can be a blessing because you learn from them. If you learn from them.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's basically what you're saying. Yeah.
Now I know to ensure I count my jumps when I have a heavy loading week.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, but yeah. Anything else you want to talk about? That was a pretty deep podcast. I'm sure there's more we can talk about. It's just not coming to our heads right now. But
Yeah. I will
So-
say, if people think you're crazy for doing something like hella like outlandish, then it's probably a good goal to have.
That's another thing. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, when you're trying to achieve great things, there's going to be a lot of people that try to hold you back, and they're not doing it consciously. They're doing it subconsciously to make themselves feel better, right? So I know a lot of you guys. We talk to some of our athletes in the WhatsApp, right? Have friends around them that don't have the same aspirations and goals as them, right?
Yeah, we have a few like that for sure.
Right, and they're subconsciously holding them back because they're trying to make themselves feel better.
Not
You
doing
know, yeah, for not doing it.
Yeah.
Right, and I said this to one of my face-to-face clients, right? Like, there's gonna be people in your life that are like sales, right?
Sales.
So sales.
What kind of sale?
So say you're a yacht, right?
Oh, so an actual sale.
So if you're
Yeah.
so say for example you're a yacht, right? There's gonna be people and friends in your life that are gonna propel you and essentially make it so much easier to achieve what you want to achieve, right? They're gonna propel you forward in life, right? They're gonna be a sail in the wind for you,
Yes.
right? Then there's gonna be other people that are like anchors that are holding you back, dragging you down,
Yeah.
right? And those people you need to cut loose.
Yeah, fuck them all.
If you're serious about what you want to achieve, you need to cut them loose. Not like maybe like you don't need to be harsh about it, but you just need to kind of distance yourself from them. You know,
I'm sure
Because
we've
if
had
you're-
this. Yeah.
yeah, because if you're super serious about your goals, like it's how it needs to be, and it's a hard thing to do. But
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know how
if you're
you
ser-
are in personal life.
what do you mean?
Well, so like, just think of like your school friends and people you met, just
Yeah.
like in that kind of time period. But I know for myself, there's a lot of. I wouldn't say I've cut them off, but I've distanced myself because I don't like what they're doing.
Yeah, well, I've done
I
the
don't-
ex-
I don't wanna
I've
associate
done
with
the
that.
exact same thing.
Yeah.
I've done the exact same thing,
Like, why would you?
and I try to bring myself more towards the people that align with me and the goals and all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
That's why we always
know?
like become really good friends. Like, not only are we just like coaches for our athletes, but we usually become like really good friends with them if they stay on for like a good amount of time because we really find that, texting back and forth and stuff, we're actually like very similar in the way we think. And like I've seen glimpses of it in people like Ben Newman, where he's had the same thing where it's like people in real life are saying like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you paying these guys this much? just to jump higher. Like, why are you just trying to jump higher? And, you know, we probably had the exact same people say that to us when we were, like, at his level, at his stage. Like, or why are you trying to dunk, bro? Like, you know,
come play basketball, bro.
Come play basketball.
Yeah.
Just like talking down on you for, like, just because they don't. Well, I don't even know, whatever reason it is.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's another big thing too to keep in mind of as well. You know, like if you got people trying to do that, that means you're doing something right. It means you're actually trying to do something.
How many trash talkers does LeBron have on Twitter?
Yeah.
He's doing something right.
If you got haters and people trying to bring you down,
yes,
that means you're doing something right. So keep doing it.
Yeah.
Don't let them bring you down. You know, bring yourself closer to your friends that are obviously
Sales.
the sales and the win, not the friends that are and the influences that are anchors in the ocean.
That's a good analogy. I've never heard that, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't want to brag, but I made it up myself the other day.
I just made it up on the spot.
I did make it up on the spot.
Yeah. It's a good one. It's
a
good example to use to demonstrate. You need to surround yourself with the right people, or you're just going to get stuck in the same spot.
Yeah.
Or even go backwards.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think
anyway,
that's a good potty. It went longer than I thought, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we'll end things off there, guys. So if you guys are looking and wanting to jump higher, all right, and you want guaranteed results in your first 30 days or your money back, all right, and you're looking for that more personalized experience, you're looking to take your training to like the next level, send us a message. Yeah, get that competitive edge, 100%. Send us a message on Instagram podcast, so we know you're from the podcast, and we'll get you sorted from there.
Guaranteed gains. When I say guaranteed, I mean first 30 days, if you do not improve your vertical by over an inch, we give you all your money back. So you can't really lose.
Yeah.
You can't lose.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
think, we're very confident that, you know, we can progress people, like, quite nicely because it is individualized. So we know exactly what you need and we'll expose your weaknesses.
If you don't believe us, just go look at our results on our JumpX page. You'll see it.
Yeah, time and time again.
So, yeah.
So.
And we fully cater the training too. If you have any injuries or anything like that, we take care of it. We take care of everything. If you need your training change, you know, anything, we take your training age into account. Yeah, everything.
Other than that, see you later. Even though the camera's cut off, but
yeah.
See you guys in episode 19.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace out.